Hey guys, Rahul from Troubleshoot My Tub here, back at you with another knowledge bomb about test strips. Now I recognize that first video that I shot for you didn't really talk about the different types of test strips or what you'll see on them, so hopefully this helps with the questions around which test strip will be right for you. Now most of you guys got a basic test strip that's going to show you free chlorine, all of them will show you alkalinity, and all of them will show you pH. The Insta Test 3s, which are the most basic, will have those three metrics on them. Insta Test 4s will introduce total chlorine, Insta Test 5s will introduce total hardness, and Insta Test 6s will present you with cyanuric acid as well, which is a very important metric if you're using chlorine to sanitize your pool. Now, a common question I get is, what's the difference between free chlorine and total chlorine? Well, free chlorine is what's available to kill bacteria. Total chlorine, however, is an aggregate total of what's available to kill bacteria as well as what's already bound to bacteria. Chlorine is quite effective at finding bacteria. So when you add it to a water source, it's essentially going to, or a water body, sorry, it's essentially going to go and look for bacteria and bind to it. Some of it will get picked up by your filter or dissipate out, but a lot of it is still going to be locked in that tub waiting for an oxidizing agent like a non-chlorinated shock to burn it out to fully sanitize your pool. That's why sometimes you could have cloudy water, you shock your tub, 2-3 hours later, it's crystal clear because you've burnt off that dirty bacteria. Now, how you know you need to shock more or chlorinate more? Some people will experience having, a light purple or white free chlorine, but then their total chlorine will be in that, that greenish range or that teal range. That tells you that you need to shock your tub more often. Now, more importantly is cyanuric acid. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with what cyanuric acid is, chlorine granules are always stabilized. What that means is there's an additive called cyanuric acid that helps that chlorine not get broken down by UV light. All of the pool chemicals sold are designed to be sold to people with outdoor pools as well, which are open air environments where they're sun exposed constantly. So the idea is that if it has that stabilizer or cyanuric acid in normal quantity, normal ranges, so under 100 parts per million, that chlorine won't get broken down by UV light as readily. However, in a hot tub, as soon as you reach the unhappy zone, so above that 100 parts per million, above that square there, regardless of what you add to your hot tub, you're going to be basically throwing chemicals at your hot tub and nothing's going to sanitize. Your pH is going to be very hard to manage, so you're basically going to have to drain your tub. So it's kind of a nice way of knowing, okay, well, I've reached that point of no return, it's time to drain the tub. I have had some people that have been in that kind of 80 zone or like close to 100 that have either taken out a third of the water from their hot tub and refilled it with fresh water, or they've chosen to kind of limp it along if nobody's being affected negatively skin-wise by having high cyanuric acid levels. But that is a band-aid fix, and a lot of times it's just prolonging the inevitable of having to drain your tub. So it tells you that you want to use as little chlorine as possible. You want to delay that chemical saturation so that your water lasts longer and your components are happier with you in the long run. Like and subscribe for more content. I hope that helped you. If you have questions, please drop them in the comments below. Hopefully that helps you guys decide on which test strips you need. Long story short, if you're using bromine, don't get Insta Test 6s. You'll never reach the point of saturation of cyanuric acid being too high. But if you're using chlorine, this can be a useful tool. See you in the next video, guys.